Or can we step into it with that way? And not from some materialistic way of trying to co-create a reality to get what we want because we think more material things will make us happier. Or can we step out of the vibrations of pain and hell and into a vibration like gratitude, which is much higher, and actively choose to be happy in the midst of hell? If we can choose to be happy in the midst of hell, our whole relationship with ourselves changes. Because an egoic relationship is, I have no choice. Whatever feelings arise, I am those feelings, and as a result, I suffer. But if we realize that we can choose our feelings, that creates a whole nother world. But again, it takes someone with courage to be willing to choose their feelings and say, I'm going to choose right now not to be angry. I'm going to choose not to be sad. I'm going to choose to be happy, to be thankful. And so one of the steps in doing this is getting in touch with that feeling, invoking the feeling, and bringing it forward. Of course, at first we have to imagine that it's possible that life can be better. And so we work with our thoughts. If we're having negative discursive thoughts, we create new thoughts. The thoughts of gratitude, thoughts of peace, thoughts of joy, thoughts of bliss, thoughts of abundance, thoughts of prosperity, thoughts of happiness, whatever. And then we have to invoke the feeling that goes with them. Because if we just have the thoughts, if we're having a really terrible day and we're just like, I'm going to be happy, chances are we won't be happy unless we invoke the feeling. Because if we invoke the thought and we invoke the feeling, oftentimes what happens is the Divine Mother will mirror back that experience in our life. And it's an incredibly amazing thing. And so often people, when they study this teaching, they always go to it trying to get a life that they want, more things. But if we really look at life from this perspective and we see that if I can change my thoughts and feelings and it will actually change my outward reality, what does that say about our world? What does it say about reality? It shows us that reality isn't as solid and impermanent and fixed as we think it is. That's an incredible thing. Because when we're in our egoic mind thinks that the world is solid and fixed and permanent in this way. And basically it has this sense of whatever's happened in the past will repeat itself in the future. That's the egoic reality. And so if we ever get hurt in relationship, in our next relationship we may expect to get hurt again. We may go into a relationship with the expectation of being hurt. If you're mean to me once, my ego may expect in the future you will be mean to me. And that's a survival thing. Because what my ego does is puts you in a box and reminds me constantly, don't trust her, don't trust her, don't trust her. And as long as we live in that world, nothing will change. Nothing will change. But if we step into this different reality, where we experience the same pain and then decide to co-create a different reality, when we do that, in a sense we become God. We already are God, in case we don't know that. We become the creative force of God. And what this world needs now is more conscious, awake individuals consciously co-creating a new divine reality that's at a higher vibrational frequency than we're at right now. And we can experience, in the beginning I spoke about this huge transcendent awakening where we're just free, like free from all of life, like free when we're standing on the cliff. But this kind of freedom that we experience with the Divine Mother, with manifesting, with creating, it's like freedom in life, the freedom to create, the freedom to be, the freedom to discover and create new worlds, create new lives, create new wonders. And when we step into this world, we see that our old way of seeing, the old egoic reality, is not the truth. And what we discover is that this whole world becomes divine. Instead of what other traditions have taught, that this world is suffering, that this world is hell. And leave this world behind and go to heaven, and then everything will be okay. And so this is our invitation to play with this, to see if anything I'm saying is true. And to be courageous enough to choose our feelings, to choose our thoughts, to choose our reality. It takes someone courageous enough to be willing to transcend that aspect of our mind that says it's not possible. That aspect of our mind that just wants to repeat the past, repeat, what do they say? If it was good enough for my father, it's good enough for me. We want to transcend that type of thinking and begin to consciously co-create a new reality and form, one based on our highest nature, our innocence, our divinity. And so we can play with this.